Alright, the Object 430 version 2 is the version 2 with the rear-mounted turret. Well, this is basically, in my opinion, a heavy medium tank with a rear-mounted turret, making it capable of side scraping. And that in itself is very, very intriguing to me because I like side scraping. Now, I'm comparing this to the E50 because I think that is basically the reference point for every heavy medium tank ever, especially on tier 9. You can see some differences, actually quite a lot of differences here. For the main part, penetration is pretty much the same on both tanks. Damage per minute is slightly worse than on the E50, not much. Maneuverability wise, accuracy, what do we have here? Is much worse than the E50s, but that is not that bad. It's workable, more than workable. Aiming time is good. Accuracy is alright too. For that tier, no problems. I had no problems at all with the accuracy on this tank. So, mobility, specific power, HP to tone is pretty darn decent with 16. That is really nice. Traverse speed always good to have. 48 is pretty good. Look at that, E50 has 32, that's 16 more, it's really, really good. HP, it has a little bit less than the E50, but aside from that, it's pretty darn decent. Stats wise, it's a good tank. If you want to see the stats, I'm going to talk about some of them in the video as usual. You can pause the video at this point and have a look at it. Alright. Actually looks nice. For some reason, I like the look of it. Don't know why. Alright, let's go with the hull. Now we got 120 millimeters on the frontal hull. Nicely sloped. The upper front plate here, if we don't count that little part, is really nicely sloped, making it hard to hit. Lower front plate is pretty easy to pen there. Turret itself is highly armored. Look at this multi-layered turret here. Has several layers of really well armored. This is usually a weak spot. Even on the i7, this is a weak spot. It isn't on this tank apparently. That is intriguing. 263 equivalent armor. 300. Yeah, that's pretty darn awesome. However, the cupolas themselves are still weak spots. Let's have a look at this. We've got about 196, that is penetrable. Lower front plate is penetrable, so yeah. There's always options to pen this tank anyways. Side armor is alright, not great. It's a medium tank, you have to keep that in mind. 80, not great, but alright. And it's a side scraper to some degree. Alright, let's get into the battle then now. Alright, into the battle we go. Now, I'm gonna do the usual medium stuff here. Let's talk about the tank itself for a little bit longer. So far, side scraping worked nicely. However, against high tier 10 tanks or tier 9 tanks that have a good gun like tank destroyers, heavy tanks with really nice pen, side scraping will still work at times, and all too often it just won't work. It does work nicely against medium tanks, really good. That's about it. Tank itself, nice to know, really nice to know, has 180 degrees of turret traverse. That means you can only traverse the turret to the right and left. You can't go a single digit beyond that. Why that is? Easy to say. The driver of the Object 430 version 2 sits in the turret, not here. That's where the engine is. He sits in the turret, and since he sits there, he needs to know where the tank is driving, basically. And since his position is not stabilized, like in other tanks, the position of the driver is stabilized and it always stays to the front. But for example, you look to the rear suddenly because the gunner has to shoot there, and you're the driver, and let's just say no person here on this planet is capable of such multitasking in the heat of combat. No person. Alright, going down up here, getting some reinforcement in form of 2 STB-1s. And already taking the first shot on that Leopard 1. Obviously backing off a little bit. There we go. Using my side-scraping abilities. Using my Russian bias to ammo-rack that Leopard 1. Yes, feel the bias. Now I'm gonna do the medium string and just roll up. I'm trying to hit the SUV, getting a nice shot in. Accuracy on the gun is really good. Compared to the 430, in which I have really a lot of problems from time to time, where half of my shots don't connect. The accuracy on this tank feels much better. Now SP1 gets in, obviously gonna go for the support here. And bam! Another nice hit on the E4. So that's how I roll. Now I'm obviously backing off, taking a snapshot. I just want to get out of there. There are too many tank destroyers. Waffle Trigger over there takes a shot at me. Taking shots. These shots are really bad at the moment because there's only the upper side of his turret showing. And the tank is not really made for this. That's too small a target. I'm not sure if I hit that one, but most likely not. Aside from that, gun-wise, penetration is great. Damage is good too. What do we have here? We're working with 320 damage. That is darn awesome. A side shot on the E4, always good. There we go. That was a bad shot trying to shoot me. That was a nice shot. Look at that, that's the turret ring. Really good shot by him. Now I'm obviously bailing out. Don't want to be shot by that bad shit again. Taking a revenge on him. Reload on this gun is also pretty nice. Getting a hit by, I don't even know what hit me there. Probably artillery. Yeah, the Batchet. Batchet 58. Takes a nice shot on me. Now I'm thinking about what to do here. Because obviously I want to try to get rid of the Batchet, but at the same time I have to look out for the tanks that are still up there. So what I'm doing is using the corpse over here as cover against these guys and just take these guys out first. Slightly risky because of the artillery, but I have to help killing these guys. There's no other way. Mobility wise, which I'm not gonna have to, I'm not gonna get to show you this in this battle. Mobility wise is pretty good. It's fast. Gun depression is really bad, obviously. Rear mounted tank, Russian, and really not what you want to use on a hill. Spotting this guy, view range as usual is pretty good. Now, relocating back, trying to flank these guys over there. Taking out the reserves of the enemy that are at the front. And then it's gonna be a nice little lineup. We're trying to take a shot on this guy. He's pretty sneaky. Trying to be sneaky over here. I can't risk getting another shot in there. You can see my hit points are pretty low, so I don't want to get hit again. And I don't get hit again. Well, let's just say, well, seeing the armor is pretty nice. Not too shabby, to say the very least. And that's basically about it, really. There's not much else to say about it. Camo is, as usual, I don't have 6th Sense on this tank. I guess, I'm pretty sure it's alright, but this is a tank that needs to be up front. It likes to be up front, it wants to be up front. It bounces so many shots when it's when it's angled and side scraping, especially against other medium tanks, that you really just want to play it up front and have fun with that. I'm taking a little bit of damage here, really bad spot to drive down, I do it anyway. Could have even died if I wouldn't have slowed down my approach all the time. Constantly pressing S there. Now I'm trying to find the 183 that was last seen down here. And then the battle's already wrapped up. Performance wise, I really like the tank. I'm currently at the A44 on the live server. I really dislike that tank. I don't know why. For some reason I really don't like it. Well, I guess it's mostly because I haven't been playing it as a heavy tank all too much. Alright, taking another shot here, and there we go. So I'm pretty much just going back to the A44. Is that the name? Yeah, A44. I'm going to replay that one and test it out again, and it's probably going to be awesome. Now that I know how to play this. Aside from that, well, it's basically a heavy medium tank. Go up front, take the shots, bounce as many as you can, survive and hope that your team helps you or your platoon mates. Most of your platoon mates. AP and heat is almost on every Russian tank. Equipment-wise, medium equipment. The one I always take. Optics, because I'm paranoid. A rammer, and of course the vertical stabilizer. Crew skills, probably the same as for heavy tanks actually, because it is a heavy medium. That said, it's probably gonna be stuff like snapshot anyway, because it's still a medium. That's it. Object 430. I actually like this one, and I'm gonna go down the line. I'm probably gonna get the whole line now. Well, after the patch came out. Alright, see you next time.